Hey, what's up, children of the sun? This is your spiritual advisor, Montre Bible. Yes, that's my real last name, and I'm doing a reaction video to something that's highly disturbing. So I just want to warn you ahead of time. But I think it's something that needs to be exposed, it needs to be put out there. I just recently did a short on it, but it's a much longer video, a much longer conversation of these two children who are basically exposing satanic ritual abuse, um, child abuse, and child predators, basically, and how so many people are involved in this system. It's overwhelming. So prepare yourself. This is a reaction video, and I made a shorter, like I make a shorter short on YouTube, but um, you guys need to just check this out. So try to contain yourself when you hear some of these things. Um, this is coming from children. I believe them. I think they recently were talking about. There was another video that I saw that was getting around YouTube, and somebody said, "Oh, that was debunked to kids," because this was a few years ago. And the kids, they said that the kids recanted their statements because they were older, and they said they never happened. But I don't know. I don't know about that because kids typically, when they see something, they're gonna tell you. Okay, and it doesn't sound like it's something that they just made up because they seem to be both in agreement. You'll watch for yourself. But this is a different video. I haven't seen this video before. So when this popped up on my feed, I was like, those kids look familiar. And this was that was years ago. So more footage is coming out of these children talking about ritual satanic abuse.
And then your fear will be gone.
You feel a bit of fear. Why do you feel a bit of fear? Tell Mama. Look at the
We
camera.
feel a bit of fear because it's really dangerous, and I ate
Look at me.
and I ate babies, and I ate babies before, and I feel really weak about it, really weak, not strong. When I eat hemp, I feel really strong.
Tell the camera.
I feel when I eat hemp, I feel really strong, really.
When you eat hemp?
Yes, and feel really powerful. But when I eat meat, I feel really, really
That's
weak.
right.
Tell the camera.
When I
Say what you
eat,
said.
when I the first time when we ever done it for Papa, the first time when we really done it.
He was calling it like ham, and I know I do believe that's a cannibal term for long ham. What does they call it? They used to call human meat something else, like long pig or something like that. I heard that on some news feeds before.
Done it. We had feared so much.
When you did what?
When we killed the baby, the first time. And
You
we knew
killed the
about
baby.
it. Yes.
You
With-
yourself.
With Papa. Papa
Pap-
holding my hand. He helped me. But he told me to cut the baby's head off. But he forced me to. I couldn't.
He held your
so
hands?
He held my hand. Yes.
Like what? Show me.
So this is my hand on the knife. He put his big hand on, and he pushed my hand and then cut off the head. Like that. And then when we got older, we got more used to it.
They got used to it.
But then we understood. Then
How old can she be? I mean, that means they started when they were really young, so they had to be like maybe 4.
then my mom. When my mom found out about it, she understood. She told me that it's wrong to do this kind of stuff. So then but then me and Gabriel had still been used to it. But then we had understood that it's wrong.
And so, what your decision
And
is?
then our decision, we had still a lot of fear in our head. But then when we read the book for June, it said that fear is the mind killer. So when we heard that,
They're being taught some good basic things about spirituality. Fear is a mind killer, but it's getting flipped, and that's how they do kids. They'll take a good thing and flip it, but looks like the mother didn't know anything about it. So why should you marry people?
we thought that it was true. It was not really true. But then after, there was a man called Abraham who came to help us. He said that it is true, that fear is the mind killer. And then after he said we had to face our fear. So then after we faced our fear,
Look in the camera. The camera is here.
and then we after,
Camera is here. This
and
way.
then after we faced our fear.
So, what's you decided?
And
Come here, Gabriel.
and we decided that we should stop. Or then we should
Come,
stop
Gabriel, come
killing
closer to
babies,
Alice.
and we should stop doing sex, or it's just going to be be pointless, and it's just going to have to be going to jail and just go back.
So what we're gonna do? We're gonna protect other babies and
then
children,
and when you face
and
and
save
when
those children who are involved or who've been forced to be involved.
Okay, I see what happened. So they made those kids feel like they made those kids afraid to say anything because they said, you're going to go to jail because you killed the kid. Well, these are children. They had no control of what these adults were doing, and they were being forced into a situation. They were basically being mind controlled, groomed, if you need to say anything. But not only babies are being killed, but these young children, their minds have been warped for life. And how many other children are out there that become adults later who've experienced so many things? And this is why I think we see a mental health crisis in this world today, because this is large and you do have some survivors and they're adults now. But they're not in their right mind because of the things that they've seen as a child.
Bold, right?
Yes. When you face and James was in it. When you face the fear, you get less fear on you. Doesn't have money and they got a baby, they decide to sell it.
Different video.
Eat it, do sex first.
How do they eat the baby? Alive? Is the baby alive?
No, they inject it to make it go to sleep.
And
then after, Papa tells us to hold the knife, and then he puts his big hand on. He pushes it into the neck, cuts it. And after, but when it's upside down, so it's like he goes like that.
How do the babies become upside down?
So you get a string, hang it up, and it's upside down when it's asleep.
Hang the baby upside down after they inject.
That's a sacrifice.
Yes. Miss Martin, the nurse,
Martin? Who is Miss Martin?
Miss Martin is a nurse of our school. She does the injecting. She pretends to be kind to my mom and tries to say be kind. And then after she injects. She's a nurse, so she pretends to be kind to mom. And so if I hurt myself.
So these people are involved not only in the medical industry, but they're also in the school industry. These are satanic people, and they play like they're not doing anything. They play to the parents, and like I said, it's all hidden.
A church, our own big church, and we use it for sex, eating baby, drinking baby's blood. We sacrifice.
So it's in the church too. So you have the church, the school industry, the medical industry. They're all there. And if you see that the text at the bottom of that video says teachers, police officers too. So you could go to police, but they got people there too. It's a fraternity.
The baby, we do sex to the babies. We throw when we're dancing with the skulls after the babies are dead.
What skulls?
The baby skulls.
From before.
Yeah, from before. We put it on.
Where do the baby skulls come from?
They come from the baby.
How would you get them from the baby?
We cut the baby's head off. Then we clear all the meat from the skulls. And then we put all the meat and cook it. Sometimes we roast it. Sometimes we roast it in the oven. Sometimes we cook it on a frying pan.
You told me there's some restaurants.
Yeah, and there's some restaurants, McDonald's in Hampstead and East Finchley.
He said McDonald's. There was another video that went viral around the internet talking about human sacrifice, dreaming blood, and grinding up the bodies and putting them into meat, mixing it with the meat at McDonald's. I don't know where that video is. I will have to search for it. If you've seen it, let me know.
And East Finchley is a swimming pool, and in East Finchley there's a swimming pool, and the whole East Finchley does it. The boss does it. Everybody does it.
That's what?
The sex. Everybody. All of them.
Who?
Everybody.
Does your mother do it?
No.
Do I do it?
No.
Who does it then?
Papa, the school.
Who?
Parents.
My dad's
Tell me more
family,
people. Tell me some more people, please.
Parents, police.
What about the teachers at school? Who's the main one?
Papa, Mr. Hollings, Mr. Forsyth.
Who's me?
They put names out there. And see, in their in their reality, everybody's doing it. It's normal. It's normal to do this, it's just a few babies, right? That's why a lot of people are desensitized when it comes to teaching children about sex very early. They're very desensitized about murder. They're desensitized about all this stuff, and they want to act like, "Hey, this doesn't exist. That's just fallacy. Satanism isn't real." And you hear that all the time online. Anytime someone speaks about the occult and Satanism and this dark brotherhood of people who are doing sacrifices, like, where is it? Where is the proof? But when you have stuff like this and you have children actually come forward, oh, then nobody, that's now they're just making it up, right?
Who's Mrs. Forsyth?
But notice how they say everything in unison, which means they're coming from memory. They're putting those names out there at the same time. So that's not rehearsed.
She's the head teacher of our school.
And what does she do?
And she does sex. She got a big ring, not for speak, with a big tattoo on her pride.
And what happens in the church?
And we do baby sacrifice and eat the baby.
What do you mean sacrifice and eat the baby?
So we kill the baby and eat it and drink the blood from it.
Is that true, Gabriel?
Yes. And we dance with the skulls.
You what?
We dance with the skulls in the church.
What skull?
So they're doing the whole adrenochrome thing. Adrenochrome, that's real, y'all. These kids are just letting y'all know. They are taking blood from children, and looks like very young children, because it's hard to document those. So this is what I was talking about, like late term abortions. However you feel about it, stop politicizing it. If you want an early abortion, fine. Before the 4 weeks or whatever. But if you got people waiting until 9 months, 8 months to deliver babies, and they're delivering them alive, I really truly believe they're delivering these babies alive, and then they're just offering them up to whatever god they're worshiping. They're worshiping, whether it's Moloch or somebody else. But it's real. It's been happening for centuries, but it's never stopped. We think, oh, Christianity took over and whatever. No, they're doing it under the guise of Christianity. They're still doing their blood sacrifices, drinking adrenochrome, which is, look it up if you don't know. And I'm sure there's plenty of people in America that are doing the same thing. If this is happening in England, it's happening in America with our politicians, with our celebrities, with our even people who aren't famous, because they're saying teachers and police officers.
Skulls.
Skulls of the baby.
Pardon?
The skulls of the baby.
You dance with the baby skulls. And who kills the babies?
Papa, me, and Lisa. And so,
Who kills the babies?
Papa.
And what? He gets you to help him?
Yes. So he tells us to hold the hand of the knife, and then he holds his hand on our hand, and then he cuts the baby's head off. And then he tips it upside down, and then we drain the blood.
And then what they do?
And then we cook it, and then we drink the blood, and then after we burn down the skull.
Is that it? Yeah, I just wanted to put that out there for you guys. I know it's very disturbing, but this is the time where we really need to wake up. And we just had a full moon too. So for sure, there's probably some rituals going on. I just felt like something was really pushing me to I already kind of knew these things. I see a lot of threads. I'm on Telegram. Telegram has a lot of interesting videos, and it's disturbing of some of the things that I've seen. If you guys are not on Telegram, you guys definitely need to get on there and do some searching. And even there was a lot of censorship, and hopefully this video doesn't get censored. But the videos that I see, I can't even share online. I can't share it on Facebook. It'll get blocked. And if I share it on YouTube, it definitely would get blocked because it's too gross. But I've seen just some of the videos that I've seen. I saw a video of actually dead babies, I would assume, and they were being prepared in some type of factory. Like there was women washing bodies of babies that looked Mm, like they've been recently. They weren't a different color or anything. They were. It looks like they had been recently killed, or like what that little girl was saying in that video. They had been given injections to make them go to sleep. So maybe they were still alive because they were flip flopping them babies and washing them, but they were very much limp. So I think there is some type of dark cabal. That's all I can say. Dark cabal. And I mean, you're like, doesn't matter what religion you are when they're saying there's people in the church doing this as well. So, I mean, you gotta put your spiritual protections up. I try to just focus on the main objective of spirituality and the creator of all and understand the universal laws. And I know that with darkness, there comes light. There's a balance to the universe, but it's time for people of the light, to start shining and exposing this evil that's out there. And I don't think it matters what religion you are, as you can tell, is because the church is doing it too. And I'm sure on Sundays, they're probably like, yeah, we're all holy and whatever. And then at night, eating babies. All right, guys, tell me what you think. Put a comment below, like this video. I'm sure it'll probably get demonetized. And let me know what you think and make your reality happen, because if you don't do it, then who will?